Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's San Diego Comic-Con Day 3. We're here at the Skybound Lounge, and it's sad to say that this is our last day of streaming here. It's been an amazing 3 days. I know. We've had so many great special guests. We've had some awesome games going on, and it's just been a great time here with everyone. But we haven't stopped on our special guests. Joining us here on the stage, we've got Yvette Nicole Brown. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
For joining us here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fresh from the Skybound Entertainment panel, so I'm feeling really like I'm with the family now.
Yeah.
This is like the after party.
And that's a popular panel.
It's a very popular panel. Yeah, we had a good time.
And you moderated.
I did. It was my fourth panel I moderated this weekend.
This weekend?
This weekend.
Wow.
Yesterday and today I did 4 panels in 48 hours.
Which one was the wildest, one to kind of moderate?
Oh, wildest to moderate?
Yeah.
Probably Once Upon a Time. That's a wild group. They like to get in there and mix it up. But it's a lot of love, but it's just a lot of people.
Right.
Our Skybound panel was pretty interesting. We had Max Landis and Robert Kirkman, so that was we had a great bit of deliciousness there. So yeah.
We got a little taste of Max.
It
was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came by and he was playing possum a little bit. He was kind of, I don't know if I have the energy to do this, guys. And then once it started,
Let me tell you
he was
something.
like,
He's performance art walking. And he's Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
He's really doing something magical everywhere he goes. Yeah. And I'm here for it. I believe in it.
Comic-Con is, you're no stranger to Comic-Con.
No.
I know, I've actually seen you at the 2013 Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I know you've been here. So, tell us a little bit about Comic-Con life. Do you enjoy these conventions?
I do. The first time I came to Comic-Con, I think it was 2010. I think this is my 6th one. I came with the cast of Community, that lovely show I did for 5 years that I absolutely love. And I personally had never experienced it. I've always heard of it, and it was something that people way cooler than me, and look, I'm a nerd, so I grade Kurt. If you're a nerd that can come to Comic-Con, you cool to me. So it was people that were cooler than me that would come here, but it was always something like, oh, I'd love to go there one day and see a Yoda. Like my goal was one Yoda. I came to my first Comic-Con, I saw 57 when I got off the train. So I've been coming since Community, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger for me. I started as a panelist, and now, I get to moderate, which is a great blessing.
How has that been? Being on both sides.
It's great because when you're on a panel, you know the questions that you like and the questions you don't like to get. And I don't know that I was about to say some interviewers are lazy, and I don't think it's laziness. I think they either think that the question they're asking is so novel that no one else has ever asked it, or they're so busy that it's like, here's your food, enjoy it, and you know what I mean? So, and having done 4 panels this weekend, I understand how you could just go, I'm sliding this question in. I hope somebody gives me strikes a vein of gold because this is garbage, but hopefully somebody likes it. So anyway, so knowing that feeling, when I moderate, I never want anyone on the panel's eyes to glaze over if you're in a zombie apocalypse, what will be your weapon? I don't want to do, that's a great question. I'm just saying, people, they've heard it.
Right,
a lot.
A lot. Exactly,
so I try I try to find questions that people haven't asked. So it's like a skill because I've been on both sides. I kind of have an idea of what works and what doesn't.
Seen any amazing cosplay? That's always for me, keeping my eyes open.
Yeah.
What is amazing?
You know what I love about Comic-Con is that you can cosplay anything. I could cosplay my grandmother if I wanted to and tell everybody this is Myrtle. And everybody would be, yay, Myrtle!
Let's take a picture.
Yeah, I'd love to take a picture. It's Myrtle. My grandmother's name is not Myrtle, but if it was. But last night I was at Nerd HQ, and I saw this amazing Mary Poppins.
Oh.
And you don't see Mary Poppins enough in the world.
No.
It was lovely. So Mary Poppins, and I also saw the Tick.
Oh, the Tick,
The
really?
Tick, I
Was
saw
he,
the Tick.
buff and
Yes, I said I appreciate it.
Together or
No, separately.
okay.
They're not
That's
dating.
great.
They're not
the
dating.
mashup
It's just
of
2
the
different events. But I was like, you know what? You really are giving me life with that Tick costume. So I saw the Tick and Mary Poppins.
Oh,
Those are my 2 favorites this time around.
so wonderful.
I want to give a special shout out to the folks who have been wearing layered cosplay this weekend.
My God, it's so hot here.
Chewbacca's and the Jon Snows
Chewbacca's.
out there. Bless you.
And I pray that you're hydrated because,
Right.
my God, it's been hot.
It's been hot.
Yeah.
Community, you mentioned community panel. You guys were doing panels, long run show, fantastic. Currently working on The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple on CBS.
Yeah,
Yes.
before we talk about some of those,
Yes.
I love how sort of eclectic and talented you are. You've been you've lent your voice to cartoons.
Yeah, Pop Puppies. I didn't know that was you. Cookie, that's awesome.
And DC Superhero Girls I'm doing now.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Elena
Yeah.
of Avalor.
Yeah.
And there's something, I know that I have a tendency to announce stuff that I can't announce, but there's something in the animation realm that's coming up.
Oh.
You guys, I have 6 more months before I can say what it is.
Oh my God,
This
6
is
months.
we've gotten a lot of teases up
It's been
here,
all
and you know,
teases.
like
I'm telling you,
it's
when it comes
okay.
out, like we
Another
tease
Band-Aid.
because we don't want to lose our jobs.
Right, I imagine
So I
all the
can't tell you,
legalese.
yeah, some legalese, but as soon as I'm able to tell what this is, it's going to be great.
Can you tell us a little bit about, you know, and I hope your eyes don't gloss over,
Okay,
but you
no.
know, a new audience out here broadcasting to
Yes.
Twitch as well, and I think
Hi,
many
Twitch.
people have probably, you know, seen you in one of these things, or maybe even heard you and not even known. But we also have a lot of voice actors, a lot of aspiring actors and stand-up comedians and improv folks that
Yeah.
are on the site, and they're trying to find, you know, their best way to get in. And
Yeah.
just can you tell us a little bit about how you got really started in this and how you kind of blossomed out to do quite a few different things?
Yeah, how I got started in the industry. I started as a singer. I was signed to the East Coast family, Michael Bivins, Boyz II Men, New Edition, that family of singers. And then music didn't work out for me. I feel like in life, I tell kids when I talk to kids in schools, you should go after what wants you back, right?
Right.
So you chase your dreams, but if you running and you alone on the track, if your dream is not running with you, you gotta let it go. So music didn't want me in the same way that acting did. So I shifted and started doing acting. So I really started, I did a gospel play for 6 months, we toured. Then I came back to LA and I was like, I wanna try it. So I got a commercial agent, and then that turned into sitcoms, and that turned into, you know, it just kind of snowballed. And insofar as breaking off into other things I like to do, I'm a fan of people and I'm a fan of things. And I found that when you show your excitement for people, they go, you maybe want to do an episode? And you're like, oh my God!
Of course.
So a lot of stuff comes for me like that because of my genuine love for something. It'll springboard into something else. So,
Right.
yeah.
And it's so diverse too. Like even people in chat are like, is that Helen from
Yeah,
like, Drake
it's
and
Helen
Josh?
from Drake
Like,
and Josh.
yeah,
It
like,
is.
so
And it's Shirley
that's
from
good.
Community,
That's
yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, thank you, honey.
When it comes to, you know, you say you broke off and you said you're a fan, you like
Mm-hmm.
things, and it's obvious, you know, your passion and what you do is there, and we appreciate that. Our communities
Yeah.
are all about passion as
Yeah.
well. That's why I'm here. I love Skybound. I love
See?
the comics. I love the games. I love the television,
Yeah.
everything they do. Do you think that is one of the keys to your success because you truly are passionate and love with some of those
I
things?
feel like when we were kids, all of us, we were able to really delve into the things that we absolutely loved. If you loved to color, you colored all day long. If you loved to play cops and robbers, you played cops and robbers. Like whatever your passion was as a kid, you got to really delve into that, right? And then somehow we grow up and you're not allowed to play with toys anymore, and you're not allowed to color anymore, and you're not allowed to read comic books. And I kind of feel like the reason a lot of things are going in the world wrong are because as adults, we're not allowed to play. So I feel like Comic-Con is an opportunity to do that. I feel like my career choices are an opportunity to do that. I implore everyone, like bills have to be paid, but I implore everyone, if the way you're paying your bills is killing your soul, then you need to find another way to pay your bills, because I promise you, whatever you love, there is someone in the world making their money doing that.
Yep.
So figure out what you love and then figure out how you can monetize it. And it's
Right.
not always the same way. You can love comic books and you can be an artist. You can be a critic of them. You can be someone that draws them. You can be someone that colors them. There's like 1,000 different jobs linked to comic books. So just pick your passion and then figure out what can I do within that passion. And I don't think we give ourselves permission to do that. And I think sadly some adults, because they're being practical, don't give their children permission to do that. And so I grew up in a household single parent family, but my mom always said, you can do anything if you work hard enough. That's the key.
I believe it.
And know that there's going to be times when it's links. I think people hear that. It sounds like a platitude. Like, oh, just work hard and you'll make it. You'll make it, but you're going to eat a lot of ramen. You're going to sleep on some sofas. You're going to be on the bus instead of in a car. And if you're not willing to sacrifice for your dream, you will never get it.
Right.
You'll never get it. Sacrifice is part of that, but still keep running towards it.
You're currently, you were working on Community for
I am.
quite a long
I did.
time.
5 years.
Probably if there was a cast that I could just hang out with for a day, I mean, you'd be the top voted cast.
That's awesome.
Had to have been. Was it as fun to work on the show?
It
yes.
was. I tell people all the time, if they really want to know what it's like on set of Community, watch the gag reel. That is exactly what every single day, like the gag reels are so long because they have so much to choose from. We spent we spent so much time around that table, and we liked each other so much and enjoyed each other's comedy stylings that we would just spend time around the table, not even for anybody at home. We would just do stupid things for each other to make each other laugh, and then sometimes the camera would catch it. So a lot of stuff that made it on the air was just us being silly, like a weird voice or some weird. Allison Brie is aces at doing some weird body movement or some weird facial thing that's so crazy. Same thing with Gillian. They both would just do weird things. And Danny, it's just, everyone is just super talented in 1,000 different ways and super funny in 1,000 different ways. And being with them for 5 years made our 80-hour weeks bearable, because those hours, I tell everybody, I loved working on Community, but those hours, Lord Jesus. So, but you know, when you have fun people to play with, it makes it okay.
I mean, you get a better quality product because you guys love what you're doing, and there's just like a chemistry there that you feed off of one another.
100%.
Really. And working on The Odd Couple right now.
Odd Couple on CBS.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's, first of all, it's a reboot of The Odd Couple from when none of us were born, when the original Odd Couple.
I mean, I know about that.
I've seen it in reruns.
You got to know about
We've all
The
seen it in
Odd Couple,
reruns.
right? Yeah.
A fabulous Neil Simon play that became a movie and then a television show that Gary Marshall, may he rest in peace, who I adored, passed away last week, that he turned into a television show. And this is a reboot of it. And it's Matthew Perry from a little show called Friends, whatever. Right. Thomas Lennon from Reno 911. And then we have Wendell Pierce from Everything. And Lindsay Sloan, who's from and Everything. And they're all just amazing, funny, wonderful actors. And it's like I struck oil for the second time, you know, because you don't get to pick who you work with, you know. And we have, from Gary's leadership at the top through our showrunner, Bob Daly, and all the writers and the crew and our stand-ins, everybody is happy to be there, and it's a fun, loving environment. It's great. And we're on Monday nights on CBS. 9:30, I think.
There we go.
I think it's 9:30. The Odd Couple. Thank you, CBS.
You know, something else that always interests me, of course, as a parent now, you are involved with, you know, kids' cartoons, kids' programming. Yes. Is that something that, you know, you had a desire to do because of what it represents? Or
I may have allegedly been old enough to see you can't do that on television, on Canadian television.
Me too.
I may have, allegedly.
Me too.
It might have been reruns. I don't know. I'm so youthful. I didn't say young, I said youthful. But I remember that show when I was a kid, and I grew up in Cleveland, and you know, I could see no path from where I was to being able to do that.
Right.
But I always thought, oh, God, it'd be so great to be on a kid's show. But then I grew up, and I was no longer a kid, and then Nickelodeon and Disney started doing all these great shows, and I was like, oh, I could do it there, and it just kind of worked out. And I'm one of those people that, you know, you hear people say, I'm not a role model, I want to be a role model. I actually do take the fact that I could be a role model to some kids very seriously. So when I decided to do a kid's show, that then made it so that I could not do other forms of entertainment. There's certain things that I can't do. Now, there's some things in the voiceover realm I can do because it's not my face and nobody's going to go, why is Helen?
Right.
But in the on-camera space, I try to stay in the PG-13 lane. So that's affected some of the choices I'm able to take, but I'm okay with that because I just don't want some poor child to be scarred because I saw Helen and no, I made the decision to be Helen, so now I have to make responsible decisions because Drake and Josh will air forever.
Right, yeah. And you even did some movies in that, right?
I did.
Some Nick movies,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about you as a fan, right? You've mentioned you love things.
Such a fan.
You've kind of alluded to a few things you like. I could guess you love The Walking Dead because I've seen you on The Talking Dead, and I think you probably, you know.
Right.
What else do you love? What else is it?
What other TV shows do I love, or what things?
or any. Yeah.
One of the things I love are jigsaw puzzles. Didn't expect that, did you?
I
No,
didn't.
that's out of nowhere.
I love
They're
jigsaw
zen,
puzzles.
though. They're
I
super
love them
zen.
so much. I keep a puzzle. I have a little covered patio in my house, and I keep a puzzle outside on the little table. And I sit out there with my dad, and I do puzzles, and he watches the squirrels run up and down the trees, and I put a puzzle together. It's peaceful to me. And I also love knitting and crocheting for that same reason. So I'm basically a 50s housewife. Without the husband. Where's the husband? But anyway, moving on.
Do you glue your finished puzzles?
I don't. I take them apart and I give them to friends. I just
That's a
fold
good-
them up
hey,
and give them to
sure,
friends.
yeah. Okay.
So I love that. Insofar as television, Stranger Things. Have you guys heard of Stranger
I've
Things?
heard about it.
Listen,
We've been here.
Wait,
We've
you
been
guys.
here.
No. I haven't seen it yet either.
Okay,
but
yeah.
everyone I've talked to has said,
Yeah.
once you start, like everybody says they binge, they say they binge.
Right.
A proper binge is literally, I cannot tear myself away from this
Right.
television set or this computer. Everyone I've talked to that's seen Stranger Things has said, once you start it, make sure you have 8 hours available because you're not going to want to stop.
right.
So I was prepping for Comic-Con and could not watch it until because I had hours of Outcast to watch and once upon a
Right.
time. So once I finished this, the Skybound panel, first of all, was my main reward for the weekend because I love them and I wanted to send them off in the Comic-Con for the weekend in a great way. So that was my first reward. Second reward, Stranger Things, all day tomorrow.
All day
Stranger
tomorrow?
Things.
Me too.
That's all right.
Let's
all
do
right.
it. Let's get in, guys. Let's dive in.
I can't wait. That's it. So
Yeah.
that's coming up or just released on Netflix. Anything else? Walking Dead. Let's talk about it. You've been
oh
on
my
the
God,
Talking Dead before.
I love Walking Dead
Yeah,
so
what are your
much.
thoughts on the trailer too? for
You know what? I
season?
just finally saw the trailer because I was backstage at the panel
Oh,
and
right.
they black out the screen when you're in that green room, so I couldn't see so I finally saw it. I saw Carrie Payton, who's playing Ezekiel, which is awesome. I saw Sheba have their moment in the sun. I don't know if Sheba's a girl or guy. I just want to be correct with my
I don't know.
pronouns. So there, Sheba had their
It's
moment
she,
in the
right?
sun. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to pause and see because I heard they were very crafty and that they did not show anyone in that trailer that is in Negan's lineup.
Right.
Dang it.
Right. Yeah.
So
And
we
I'm
still gotta
sure that it's been analyzed frame by frame
For sure, to make sure.
Yeah. Guarantee.
But I actually am one of those people who doesn't want to know until I know.
Right. I'm
yeah.
the same way.
Yeah, there are people doing diagrams and flowcharts, and I just don't. I'm okay. I'll take the ride in October.
Right.
And the Talking Dead itself is somewhat of a phenomenon, right? Like
It's
it truly
amazing.
does show the
The
fandom
Emmy-nominated
that exists.
Talking Dead.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Emmy-nominated.
absolutely.
Chris Hardwick.
It shows that the fandom is real
Yeah.
and that people are even willing to consume concept and discussions
Yeah.
and debates that are about the things
That's
they
right.
love. So I love that cast. I mean, it's a rotating cast, but of course, Chris does a great job.
Yes.
How's the Talking Dead?
Talking Dead is great to do because, like I said, I love things and I like to dig into the minutia. And there's oftentimes, where an episode will just like gut me, and I need something to help me through it. And Chris and the wonderful producers Brian and Jen are always there to kind of walk us through difficult episodes. And I've been so honored that some of the tough ones they've allowed me to come and speak. I had a bit of a granola bar before I came out, so if y'all see something fly out my mouth, it's a little bit of granola.
You're good. I've
Just
been
a
keeping
little-
an eye out.
little
You've been
smidge
solid.
of delicious oatmeal granola. So I'm sorry, but yeah, I feel like I'm self-conscious about it. But yeah, so it's been a blessing every time I've been able to go.
Does it's in front of a live studio
It
audience?
is.
So does everyone watch the episode together
They
leading
get to
up?
they get to watch it. Those that do the panel, like if you're on the panel, you get it maybe a week in advance.
Oh, really? Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. The latest I've gotten it is maybe a day before, but that was when somebody fell out and I had to fill in. I was like, of course I'll come in, so I had
right.
to cramp. So you get it a week before to process your thoughts and your feels. Then after that, if you're in the audience, you come at if they start taping at 6, you come at 4.
And so
You
they
see what I
do
mean? So
show
you get
that-
to, yeah.
right,
So there,
right.
everyone in that audience is watching it fresh. And here's a fun fact: Chris Hardwick is also watching it fresh.
Yeah,
He
he
doesn't
said
like-
that
yeah, it's so
before.
true. He
I
doesn't-
really respect that about
Yeah, he
him.
doesn't watch. Now I don't know when he gets it in the week, but Chris has the ability to watch ahead in episodes.
Right.
He has the ability to go down to Atlanta and watch taping. He doesn't want to be spoiled, so
Yeah.
he's watching at the same time the fans are.
Wow,
Good
that
for him.
willpower.
Yeah, it's a lot of
yeah.
willpower.
Yeah.
No
He
one
also
likes
jokes,
spoilers.
Yeah, but he also jokes and says that he can't trust himself not to say the wrong thing. So I understand that too.
Now, you just came off the Skybound panel.
Yes.
Swifter and I heard that there's a few other things that were mentioned there. Swifter, what did you hear?
Yeah, I heard that you might be working with Skybound on a special project.
It's not might. It is going to happen. It's so funny that we aren't able to announce exactly what it is, but I'm telling you, we are working on something that is so amazing, and I cannot wait to be able to share it with everybody.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
I'm excited because, of course, Skybound is a lot about the creators.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I love all of their writers,
Mm-hmm.
their artists, those who do things for television. David Alpert.
David's
I mean, what attracts you, other than the fact that they're amazing and great people, what attracts you to Skybound?
You know, I am a fan of people, as we talk about me being a fan of everything. And there's sometimes you meet people and you can see their heart, their little beating heart right in front of you, right? I remember when I met Dave and Robert, I just got such a feeling, and the feeling was home. And I know that sounds corny, but we're kindred. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This is before I even knew that Skybound was a creator-driven company.
Right.
It was just, but I should have known that because they're so collaborative in everything that they do. And even Robert said this on the panel today. You know, the goal is for everyone to be able to take their dream and put it somewhere, and for everybody to see it. So it's not enough that he's made it and he's built a company and he's successful. He wants you to be successful and you to be successful. And
Right.
if he can help you do that, he's like, let's do it.
Right.
So that alone was enough. And honestly, just them creating the content I've been able to see so far with the comics and the VR and the Walking Dead, like this is a company that, like Rachel said on the panel, she said, we're not afraid to be first.
Yeah.
Not afraid to be the first person to try something. And that says a lot to me about the type of company they are. So knowing that they're fabulous and then knowing all that later, I was like, this is the company I want to work with.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear what the project is.
I can't wait to tell you what the project is. We were going to tell you this week, but we thought we should just wait a little longer.
Right, right.
Let everyone take everything in for San Diego
Yeah,
Comic-Con.
it's a lot going on at
and
Comic-Con.
get some fresh news,
We
soon,
don't want to
right?
bombard you with goodness.
Right.
Sometimes you got to save some goodness for later.
Right, absolutely. All right. Yvette,
Yes.
thank you so
Thank you,
much for
honey.
joining
honey.
us. I
My
really
pleasure.
appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
And don't forget to check out The Odd Couple.
A couple on
yeah.
CBS Monday nights in the fall.
And we will be keeping our eyes and our ears peeled for the announcement,
big announcement.
With Skybound. Meanwhile, we've just got a couple more things happening here at the Skybound Lounge, but don't go away. We're going to be back with Critical Miss after this.